Hello everyone, and welcome to something that's going to be a little bit different from the norm. Today we're going to be giving some feedback and, say, constructive criticism on Season 6 as a whole based off of the first week that I've been playing through and seeing the reactions of other people. Now, just to make sure that I stay on track, the three things I will be focusing on today are crossplay, role queue, and in general just the servers in, a broad scheme of things. So let's dive in. Now, we're going to start by talking about role queue, and I do want to say right off the bat, I think role queue is incredibly positive. I do like the fact that there's a lot less bickering in the pre-match lobby about who is going where. It's really nice to have it all preset and decided. Now, I do want to negate that by saying I haven't tried ranked yet. I imagine not getting your role in ranked is infinitely more frustrating than not getting it in a casual game. But I will be playing ranked later tonight on stream, so come and watch my reaction to that mess live. Link will be down below. Now, closely knit to this whole role queue system is going to be the introduction of crossplay, and I have touched on crossplay in the past. I think overall it is nothing but positive, but for the first week's been a little bit rough. Now, how do I say this without being a complete asshole? I think part of the reason that the matchmaking has been a little bit rougher around the edges is because up to this point, there's been console MMR and the PC MMR, right? Everyone's been ranked on their own independent system, and this introduction of crossplay, they're just leveraging their previous data and kind of just putting everyone together, right? That's obviously going to create some issues because at least the perception of the community is that, let's say, something to the effect of, I don't know, a low plat PC player being able to rank higher than their ranking on PC in console. Now, obviously, there's going to be give and take on that, but that's, for the sake of example, let's just go with it. Over time, as these people play more and more matches, their MMR is going to get closer to what I'm going to call normal, right? In time, everyone is going to reach their normal MMR, right? Right now, everyone's in their own special MMR because no one really has an established cross-play version of Smite MMR. That is going to come with time. Now, I personally say don't turn off crossplay. It's only affecting casual conquest. Why turn it off, right? Casual game modes let people have fun. It lets you get into matches, and honestly, in time, I think it's going to be better than just sticking to your own platform. Retreat! Now, let me just end this whole crossplay and, server thing with there's going to be good PC players and there's going to be good console players. There's also going to be bad PC players and bad console players. Just like there's always been toxic players on both platforms. Now everyone's on this one space. Don't judge the whole community of one side of this game based off of a few bad shitters that are just going to try and rain on your parade. So now the last thing I really want to talk about and touch on is just the servers in general, which have, been up and down a little bit. Honestly, I expected it. I called it on stream a while back that when Season 6 drops, there's going to be a lot of server issues. Hell, they just merged 3 giant systems into one, right? They had an established Nintendo Switch, PC, and Xbox server, and they merged all of those into one system. There was obviously going to be issues. In a perfect world, none of these issues arise, but from a tech standpoint, I totally get it. Things like this happen, right? That being said, I do think that going forward, communication could continue to get better. Let me tell you, as someone who's been around this community for a while, Hi-Rez has already stepped up its communication game. It can only get better, right? We all want crystal clear communication, and I think an example of people who communicate fairly well are the people who develop Fortnite. They communicate very well. Or at least they used to when I actually paid attention to that game. I hope that hasn't changed. But regardless, people just want to know what's up, right? If people are getting the information or the perception that they only have to wait like 10 minutes and then the game's going to be ready, they're going to sit around at their computer and just wait for the server to be up. If they then find out, 5 minutes later that it's going to be a couple hour wait, they're going to feel like their time has been wasted, and no one ever likes to feel like they have wasted their time doing something, right? That creates this animosity and this, negative feedback circle. But now with those 3 main issues out of the way, let me just talk about my experience in Season 6 and what's really happened and what I've been doing. I've had a lot of fun. I've exclusively played Casual Conquest. I will be starting my ranked grind tonight on stream, so come watch the qualifiers if you're so inclined. But it's been a lot of fun. I've been playing Conquest, and my roles have been solo with backup of jungle. As for role queue, I touched on this before, but I have been pretty much always been getting one of those 2 roles. And those are pretty contested roles, right? If I'm thinking of people that are going to want to try and play the new stuff, I'm thinking people are going to want to jungle and people are going to want to do solo because of the new Totem of Coup. So I don't know if it's because I have a higher MMR, but like I feel like in the grand scheme of things I don't. So I don't really know what to take away from that. However, I've had a lot of fun with the game. And I guess the final thing that I'll touch on is people feel like this is Season 5 point... What was it? Just a Season 5 version 2, right? And I agree with that. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, right? If we look at a lot of other games, what do they all have in common, right? They're trying to make it easy for people to come back to their game, right? World of Warcraft does this. Fortnite does this. What happens in Conquest, which is the reason that a lot of people play Smite, is it changes so drastically every season that whenever people come back to the game, they don't know what the fuck is going on. That's dangerous because it creates this large barrier to entry whenever someone wants to just play a couple games casually, say even once a month, right? That's not good. What makes World of Warcraft so powerful is the fact that I can go back into that game after taking a 6-month break and in about 10 minutes know exactly what I need to do to clear some content. I think them making Season 6 very similar to Season 5 is not a bad thing. It's going to allow people to come back. It's going to help build the player base, at least in theory. But yeah, that's my thoughts and feedback on Season 6 so far. Tear me apart in the comment section down below and come debate me on stream. See you then. Bye now, guys.